gosh darn big dumb show for
an
stupid idiots.
entire
So hop on
brand
board on
new world
as we
of
crash
stupid
first
idiots
into a boiling
hanging
hot
out
sea of
with the morons
pseudo-comedy
that they
that makes
love
its own
and
gravy.
know. Are you prepared for total hypercube distortion? Prepare for time for the show. Broadcasting live from Dr. Fox's 27th subfloor basement studio at the Hypercube Laboratory, deep in the heart of the future capital of the former Spanish Empire, Orlando, Florida. This is Time for the Show, your weekly delve into all news and politics related to Hypercube Laboratories and the subgenius related activities. This is episode number 76 or so, and it's your favorite! It's the Dr. Fox Show! Oh, goodness gracious, I'm so glad that we're just gonna have a good time, you and me, because you're the one, you right there, because I'm feel it with you and your magic and your amazingness, and you just want to bond and love and share, and you're so good, and you're handsome, and you're nice, and that's why we're gonna do this together. This is just as much your fault as it is mine. It's that easy. All right, so let's see. What do I have on the show for tonight? Stuff that I talk to Peas. Ask Peas a question. Okay, that's my favorite. I love that part. Let's see. Oh, the blind eye segment. That's pretty good. I wonder if I'll get to ask Peas what his blind eye is. And, oh yeah, Peas apologies. That's my favorite part of the show. Those are going to be great. Man, I'm so glad that I have spent all of this time formulating some sort of coherent structure for an entertainment program. And look, it's paying off. I've got a whole list of things I could do right now. What to do first? All right. Let's see what's going on here. We'll check the magic mail bag. Let's see. Do I have some? Where's my mail? There we go. I found the mail, everybody. Thank you, CubeBot, which is 5 minutes late on letting everybody in the chat room know that it's time for the show. You can join the chat room, too, and talk to other people who, up to this point, thought that they were getting this show exclusively for them. And you can go cry about it at timefortheshow.com. Click the Discord button. All right, so here we go. Your homework. You had homework last week, so I'm counting on all of you. I have yet to see any pictures of pylons that you are to be constructing. I haven't seen a photograph. I haven't seen an MS Paint diagram for an array that anybody was going to put together. And frankly, it's not that I'm disappointed. I'm just mad. You guys are fucking this up for me. We're 2 weeks in and I have yet to see a pylon. So here, I'm going to spell it out for you. This is what you're going to do. You need to go down to a hardware store. You need to get a base. You can use metal, you can use wood, whatever. This thing just needs to support the structure you're putting on top of it. You know, find something that's aesthetically pleasing to you. I found that these round cut pieces of wood work great. Run over into the plumbing section and get yourself a toilet flange, a PVC toilet flange. And you need to drill that right down into and secure it into your base. Whatever material, whatever shape you've designed, put that toilet flange on there next. Next, you're going to need a piece of PVC about 4 inches in diameter to go on top of that toilet flange. It's usually find one cut about 2 feet long, which is good. That's a good acoustic resonating chamber, and that's what you need. And you're going to put that on top of the toilet flange, and then you're going to get yourself an adapter. This is where it comes into play, everybody. Some people don't like adapters, but I found that the modular systems that we've designed here at Hypercube have proven time and time again that this is the best way to construct a pylon. and you get a 4-inch to 3-inch PVC adapter. You can affix that with a little PVC glue, a little bit of acrylic-based glue that kind of melts all of the plastic parts together, keeps them nice and sturdy. You can paint them before you glue them together, of course. After that, you need to go into that connector. You need to put the 3-inch tube in. You can find these in about 1.5 to 2 foot long lengths. You place that into that converter, and you'll notice already that you're kind of building like a down stem. It's going from skinnier at the top to fatter at the bottom, because we like our waves thick and greasy. And so you're going to put that up, and it's going to be about 1.5 foot up. Now, you can stop here because you can place an energy dome receptacle on top of this. You can place a light, a collecting dish, whatever. You need to have, the most important part is the smaller tube going into the bigger tube. But what I've actually done is place a coupler where I can then couple, where I can then give a little Swedish love knuckling to my PVC. And I put in another 1.5 foot long, 3-inch wide diameter PVC tube. And up at the top, you can then add connections. You can connect your pylons together, build a network out of them. You can put a cap on top of them. But, you know, really, as high as you go is good, but it's even better if it gets thicker on the way down. And that's where we need to store the psychoustic energy for your ultra harmonic universal vibrations. And we're going to be able to tune you and everyone in your immediate area into the right frequencies so you can further your hypercube progress. This is imperative that these pylons are built as quickly as possible, as many as possible. The taller, the bigger, the better. And I highly suggest stopping over at hypercubego.com and picking up a pack of stabilization decals. These all-weather UV-resistant vinyl decals are incredible at normalizing abnormalities in your local time-space. Sometimes you might have some warps or distortions. You might be noticing negative ion flow out of the correct direction. And these can be fixed easily with your stabilization decals. You can get a pack of those at hypercubego.com. And if you want to know more about constructing pylons and putting these together, the Journeyman entry portal passes are temporarily unavailable right now. It seems that the amount of people that were interested in hypercubism when I brought it up a few weeks ago, they really jumped on the ball and, we're kind of overloaded. I don't know what to say. The people that wanted to just see what all of the amazing secrets are about, and the technology that we're holding here, it's not that we want to keep stuff from you. We want you to know this. We want you to get this. It's very important to us, but there is research and development that we need, that is required here at Hypercube Laboratories, and that's why we will be furthering our application process with an administrative fee. And you can expedite this for the mere price of $30 and get access to the Journeyman entry portal. But it is alleged that people on the Patreon and a few others might have received coupon codes to get into the Journeyman entry portal. So, if $30 seems like it's out of your reach right now, head on over to patreon.com/hypercube and get on that Patreon above the $2 level, and you might get a coupon to enter the Journeyman entry portal. Again, all applications are pending at this process, and I can't further any comment on this. It's out of my league, folks. It's a legal thing. There's a whole room of squirrely goblins just constantly going over this paperwork with fine-tooth combs. There's so many combs, and their hair is so messy. I don't get it. But make sure that you start constructing your pylons, submitting that information. You can email it here at Hypercube's home base for psychoustic resonation and star crystal alignment through our new wireless firmware upgrade. Email at timefortheshow.com. That's a way that you can send stuff to us. In fact, I was going to make a call out to everybody last week, but I wasn't here. Had something to do. But now I'm back, and I realized that there are a lot more memes than I have saved in my folder. And I like to save everything that you guys make. And now that I realize that I'm asking you for them, you probably won't give them to me because you're shallow and you're petty. And you think that maybe you're going to hold something against me. Like, if you really want these memes that I made, maybe you could do me a favor here or there. Maybe my application to the instrument portal process can go through that. And I say, no, I do not. I don't cave to terrorists. And you are an enemy of the state and of America and of Hypercube and God. Your pick which order. It's yours, but you're not holding the memes hostage from me. I'll get them. I'm asking a favor right now. I mean, haven't I done enough for you already? Think about you and me and our relationship. All right, let's sit in that for a second. Yeah, I agree. It seems like you're not doing enough. That's what kept coming through my head too. So we'll work on this together. I'll tell you what. I got a whole amazing show for you tonight. How does that sound?
Cosmac's Commando!
That's right, Peas. It's time for a song break. And I've got songs that are in a whole nother window that I sent over to myself later. But I like video games, and recently I found that when I have time to play video games, why, it's just great. Spending all my time, if I'm not here doing time to the show, I'm playing video games. And I've justified my irrational fears of society just wanting to perjurize me and hurt me, society. And tonight's theme, not like you're going to get any topics or anything. Topical conversations on a time for the show. Nah. So yeah, here's a bunch of music about video games. You're listening to Time for the Show. We'll be right back. And I have to come back. You're listening to Time for the Show live on freethinkradio.com. I'm Doktor Faux. I am drinking because that's what people do on the radio. Check this out. You're going to love this. I'd put my little umbrella in there, but the bottom is dirty. But don't ask a man where he sticks his little paper umbrellas. It's impolite. That's something you could work on too. You could be a little more polite. You could be gracious. You know, you could be nice. I actually was reading up on Nice Guy. I don't know if you guys have ever looked at it before, but Wikipedia has a wonderful article on Nice Guy. A nice guy is an informal term for an often young adult male who portrays himself with characteristics such as being gentle, compassionate, sensitive, and vulnerable. The term is used both positively and negatively. But I think I'm going to stop there because I can't ever think of using the term nice guy in a negative manner. Except for you. Maybe you. Like I said, this is a lot of you working on this tonight. Not me. I'm here. You wanted this. The raw. Look how raw I am. So we played a song a few minutes ago. That was MC Chris from his new album, MC Chris is Good Music. The album where he tells you if you can't take a joke, get over it, and then makes 2 diss songs against the president. So MC Chris is Good Music, and the Pitfall song, based on the classic Nintendo game Legend of Pitfall Temple, which is available now at Funkolands near you. This show is brought to you by Funkoland. Funkoland. I guess we're still here. I like video games. I like the old video games. easier stuff like that. In fact, in trying to find music for tonight, I realized that most of the video games that I enjoyed didn't really have any music. No, I'm not trying to say anything, or I'm not trying to show a card here. I'm not trying to flaunt anything here. But it kind of surprised me as I was looking up music for video games I enjoyed. There wasn't any. But I played on a computer a lot, so I got basically the downgraded, shareware MS-DOS 6.11 version of Mario Brothers. Yeah, he can still jump on a Goomba. And look, I got 256 colors. What you think about that? But no, he moves really crappy. Yeah, I was actually looking at one of my favorite games growing up, which was The Adventures of Captain Cosmac.
Cosmac's Commando!
No, P's. It's Cosmic. Or was it Comic? No, Captain Comic. It was Captain Comic, if I believe it.
Cosmac's Commando!
The general consensus is that the game isn't any good, but I played it. I played it a lot, and I beat it once. So that was my enjoyable part of it. But it was all sound effects. There was no music that I could play for you other than like the 8-second intro theme. But in the spirit of me sitting here, how about that? You want that? You want a little computer speaker? That's not it. This is the NES version. Now this is where I get angry, because there's a Nintendo version of this game that I played, but it came out a year later. This one has music. Listen to this. Can you believe this? You can't even imagine. This is not. Let me tell you what I remember. You ready? And that was the Mormon Tabernacle Choir with theme from Captain Comic. So yeah, go set up a 486 and throw a flash card into it and just spam all dem DOS games, yo. That's all I want to talk about tonight. Let's just talk about things that make me happy and comfortable for once. New video games scare me. I am not sure how to operate this sophisticated equipment of throttles and gears and micro buttons and macro recording and full facial recognition, so I have to contort my face and frown every time that I want Ryu to kick Ken in the face with a Hadouken. Just give me a couple buttons. That works for me. It seems to be like the premise of every game up to this part is just push the buttons. It's that easy, just push the buttons. But no, I have to throttle, and I have to warp, and I have to time, and I have to click a control. You have to push down on a control stick. This goes beyond any training that I was prepared with. The joystick is made for grinding all of your frustrations and anger out onto. That's all I have. Why is there anime music playing? This is obviously time for the show, because we get obligatory anime outro music. And there we go, there's the background music. That scares me. This week's music, as with every week, comes in this playlist of the Time for the Show chiptune playlist. There's a bunch of artists in there that have done stuff, and I've played their music a lot, and I never tell anybody. But there you go. Just in case you wanted to do your own Time for the Show, now you can. You can just play some music. All you have to do is, download this music to a tape cassette, and then put that in your ghetto blaster and crank it out. Just crank it. Make yourself happy for once. Alright. I had a blind eye. But I can't even, I actually had like one moment of graciousness sweep over me. And I said, wow, that's actually profound. If anything, I want to give them a blind eye flyby. And it's like, you know, there might be people that do this every once in a while, and there's probably something negative associated with it occasionally, but this is something that actually pans out. And it was rather profound. And then I promptly forgot about it and moved on. So, I don't really think I've got anything to be resentful or angry for that I would want a plane smashed into this week. But, you know, maybe that's just a warm and fuzzier kind of Dr. Fox that's been coming around. Just kind of all down in my squishy bits. Maybe I really am just a big old softy after all. Then again, there are a couple of people whose skulls I wouldn't mind grinding face first against some hot asphalt now and then. Don't think that you can escape this. You're out there, you know, unsweet tea callers and people that stop before they turn into a parking lot. You know. I know. I said those before, but it's worth reviewing. It's been a while. I think I've made quite the list of people I wouldn't mind seeing just completely wiped off the planet from some sort of terrible biological weapon that was somehow formulated against them, but not by one of my listeners. That would be insane. That would be petty. I don't know. Let me see here. I don't know. I'm not as quite rage-filled as I usually am. I guess this is where I would have to ask Peas. Peas, who's your blind eye?
I'm supporting communism.
Well, Peas, I understand that, you know, religion doesn't have any role in the state other than the state being that, but
we were eating spaghetti and drinking beer, and then we got to talking.
Okay, so just calm down. I'm sorry to have interrupted you, but
yeah, but here's the thing.
Okay, what do you got?
It doesn't make it right.
Well, did you have a blind eye, Peas?
Oh God, the horror!
Peas, I guess not. You're leaving me hanging, buddy. Oh well. I like Super Mario. This is from a CD full of music licensed by Nintendo, featuring random hip-hop artists of the early 90s willing to collaborate with them on a children's compact disc collection of Mario-themed music. Shake your booty, because it's Super Mario Land. Yeah. I know you guys can hear me. Fuck you.
There ain't no place like Super Mario Land.
Time for the show. I'm Dr. Fox, and that was Super Mario Compact Disco and the track Super Mario Land with MC. I don't have it on my screen right now. But check it out. It probably rhymes with Fario. So this is my favorite part of the show. This is where I come out and I beg you for something. You know, what have you got? Did you come up with a blind eye? Did you come up with like a catchy name that you can use when you play Is It a Band at home? How many of you have that like written down on like a tablet? You got your scores down, you know? Did you ever have the Jeopardy tablet? You know, you got your legal pad and the nice pen clipped to it that you got in that little side pocket on the arm of the recliner. You know, where we're coming in, where all of a sudden those Price is Right numbers start having a repeating pattern. It's like the movie Pi, but you're retarded. That might have been the point of that movie. You know? I don't know. I don't watch movies. Movies are dumb. Time for the show. Who's lurking around here right now? Looks like Doktor Cosmac's hiding in there. And there are certain robots and replicants in the Hypercube studio that are meandering about. Hello, Doktor Cosmac. So
but
good
I have
for
to
you
go
to
get
be
a beer,
here.
so I'll be right back.
All right, goodbye, Doktor Cosmac. Thanks for coming on. Everybody, this has been time for the show. I'm Doktor Fox. It's been such a gracious evening. Tonight's topic was them video games, and I wrote down a couple on my little notepad here, but I actually found it was just a lot funnier that I could type the words video game news into a Google Chrome browser because fuck privacy, right? And then I realized to myself that video game news is like a topic in the news, and I'm kind of disgusted because it's never about like Rob the Robot. It's never about like, you know, the new Pong high score.
Did you say you were reading the news and somebody robbed a robot?
They took him at gunpoint, man.
Whoa.
You can't hold a robot at gunpoint. They don't have like those inalienable rights to defend themselves yet. But
Yeah,
we're working on transhuman android rights.
Leave it to Sophia, right? That creepy thing.
Well, she's a citizen, Cosmac.
Yeah, maybe to you.
She's a real person.
I guess we shouldn't be too down on robots. I mean, my co-judge, Dr. Reverend Scalpot, is also a
I think we've been over this before. He might be of like some sort of the biomechanical persuasion, but I don't think he's a robot.
So he's more like a replicant?
Yeah. He's a shiny, self-cleaning replicant.
Plastic man.
Yeah, you know, that sounds a lot less like a slur. That's more like a term of endearment. Yeah, like an early Terminator or something like that. You know, I always imagined that our robots in the future would look like something that we created to frighten us.
Yep, his skin won't stick to your hair and it's really easy to wash.
Have you ever sat on him? You can actually, if you put a comic strip, like if you put like a Where's Waldo comic strip on him, you can stretch it out. It's actually easier to find Waldo or Wally if you're from some other part in the world thinks you're better than us or something. But all I could get was video game news, Doktor Cosmac. Video game firms face prosecution over gambling by children. Again, free market. Everybody needs to back the heck off.
This is just people who, you know, they give their kid the phone as like a babysitter, and then the kid goes and pushes a few buttons, and suddenly mom's paying for, mom's on the hook for 10 grand or whatever.
It's
right?
It's all those. It's like a larceny evasion charge because they ended up buying like 95 gem packets for Candy Crush 3, the Soda Apocalypse, available now on your app store, you filthy degenerate. But
I can't wait for the Candy Crush movie to come out. Oh wait, it already did, didn't it?
It was featured in one of my favorite films. I think you were here. Weren't you here at the Hypercube when we were reviewing the animated masterpiece, the Emoji Movie?
Yeah, there was a part of the Emoji Movie that was like they went to Candy Crush universe, and it was just like this hell of tiny gem-like candies threatening to fall upon you and crush you at any moment.
Nightmare in Candyland. It's like like Peter Peppermint sticks, but he's got like candy cane hooks for claws on the end of his hand, like a Freddy Krueger kind of thing.
You would be sucking on the wrong end of the candy cane until that hook was sucked down to a wet spear. I'll tell you what, and you could just walk up and catch your little sister by the ear and pull her around.
Sorry, I got distracted. The other news article I had was, it was already so captivating, but then it was playing a video for me, informing me of the dangers of leaving your child or teen in a hot car in the summertime. Babies and kids under 8 left in the car. You know what? I carry a hammer with me in every Walmart parking lot. Here in Florida, my favorite state in the world, it is actually, you will receive no criminal implications if you break a window to get an animal out of a hot car. And it turns out that a lot of people keep things in their cars like mops and towels and car seats.
I thought it was a schnauzer.
But I mean, I didn't think anything, but yeah, go for it. If you do your service, people, grab yourself some stabilizing decals and go smash some windows with babies and animals in them, because you're doing them a favor. But if they're over 8, no, that's survival of the fittest. And any teenager today left in a hot car, that was a conscious decision by a parent. There was no neglect involved. I want to stay here with my phone. Fine!
Well, it wasn't such a problem back when, like, cars had actual mechanical locks with a little thing sticking up out of the door that you could pull up on if you were trapped in there.
Oh, we're getting on the retro motor show with Doktor Cosmac.
Yeah, but nowadays, like...
Cosmac's Commando!
All you got is, like, a little red light blinking on the top of your door. There's no mechanical connection between the controls.
It's a spiritual connection.
So if the car's been locked up fully, you can't open it even from the inside.
You have to ask the car to unlock, and I mean it. You have to ask. I'd like out, please. Now.
Yeah, you have to send a tweet to Elon Musk so he can override the system on your Tesla and tell it to open the windows.
When you're trapped in a log flume 30 feet below the surface.
Right.
The other article was Fortnite video game sends Memphis 8-year-old to emergency room.
How did that occur?
Well, let's analyze this.
Tell me, Dr. Fox, are you familiar with this Fortnite game? What's this all about?
It's a video game. Apparently, you go in and there are other people there, and like they're better than you at the video game, and they like totally stomp you and nail you.
Is it a game where you shoot people, or is it a game where you jump on things?
I think it's a game of pride. It seems to be of pride and valor. You probably, if it's a video game, you're probably shooting somebody in real life. It is a violent video game, and you are literally shooting people. And but then I think that the special aspect of this one is that you can build things that you can then kill people from. And so it's not only shooting people, but it's like you can build things and then jump on the things and then shoot people. Yeah, it's the next level of entertainment. And it's really just to get people back into duck blinds, if I'm familiar. I think Fortnite actually manufactures like skeet and duck blinds. Fortnite video game sends Memphis 8-year-old to emergency room. So already we have an 8-year-old playing this violent murder simulator. Was it like some bullshit repetitive stress injury, or was this something where he was like actually seriously injured by the game? How did this happen? Okay, so he was rushed to the emergency room because he didn't put down the video game controller. And then after ... read more trending news, the story continues. And it reads, the family said, and you can click the word said. We can extrapolate on this. I am opening a new tab right now.
Is there anything you can't click these days?
And it says, this article, referring to another article, quotes that the 8-year-old boy was playing Fortnite and he didn't stop to use the bathroom.
Oh, so he got like uremic septemia or whatever?
I think you just swallow your pee at that point, right? You just sit down until it starts coming back up.
What happens is you get like...
But that's pee.
You get all uriated, like you don't... Your body can no longer eliminate the toxins.
If you're an 8-year-old in Tennessee, there's probably a lot of toxins in your system already. And if your parents have sat you down with an Xbox War Simulator, with the Fortnite Urban Survivalist Murder application, we'll just say we'll be liberal about it.
Murder Simulator.
Well, I already used that on the murder simulator system. Have we got one of those? We need one. We're gonna invest into that. Patreon.com/Hypercube.
The retinal death blitter, right?
But he's full of pee. And he went to the emergency room.
Did you say he was full of peas?
Peas? Was he full of peas?
Yeah, that makes it sound more Slavic, you see.
Okay.
I'm glad we were able to catch up there. Well, I think there are some robots floating around. I was thinking about going to a song break. Hey, Doktor Cosmac, you got any band names you want to shoot through?
Well, I sure do, but I don't know. Do we have any other contestants?
We'll put the call out now. If you want to play Is It a Band?
Yeah, get on in here.
We're going over to Don't Say Hello, and so if you want to play timefortheshow.com, click the Discord button. Click the Don't Say Hello button. And go on in and unmute your
Make sure
mic.
Your microphone
if your mic doesn't work, straight up, I'm not going to ask you to fix it. If we can't hear you or I don't want to hear you, we're just going to ignore you.
And 300 meters
but some
away.
of you might want to play. If
Generally
not,
works
Dr.
well.
Cosmac and I are just going to have a good time just going over band names. Because I'm going to have a good time. Because it's my show. This is the Dr. Fox show. It's the special. 76th episode special.
Here comes somebody. Who's this?
We'll see. You're listening to Time for the Show. We'll be right back with Is It a Band? Is it?
Hello.
Man, you gotta get up, though. Yeah, first we're fighting 3. RJ, perfect. Bible school.
Time for the show. Dr. Fox here in the HyperCOMM in Don't Say Hello. Live here on freethinkradio.com. Dr. Cosmac is here. Hello, Dr. Cosmac. How's your oxygen in there?
Scoop, 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 scoop.
It's a little warm, and there's a little bit more water in it than I like usually, but it's not too bad. I have a nice frosty beverage in front of me.
I too, Reverend Codeine actually brought over some libations that I have been imbibing in, and it tastes good. It tastes good just to sit down here and just soak in some of this beautiful show. I'm glad everybody is here, and there are some robots in the room here, and it also looks like there's some in the chatter queue. Is YBDobbs? Were you there?
Greetings.
Welcome, YBDobbs, Cool Ranch level supporter of Time for the Show. And what we have, who else do we have in the studio tonight? Use your micro can.
Hello.
All right, and please identify yourself to the audience.
I am Endika.
All right, we have Reverend Lady Endika here.
Endika.
You riding? What are you doing?
Caller 23.
Yeah, are you playing?
Yeah,
I'm playing?
I'm in.
All right, we're locking
Gotta
you in.
make those points.
All right, so if you're new to the game, you're probably a big stupid idiot, and this is my favorite part of the show. Everything else is super simple. The hosts, which is basically Team Reverend Dr. Me right now. I'm holding the course as long as I can, as the audience is actually creeping up on my ass. So I'm frightened and I'm scared for my championship. But that's okay. I was last year's Stacy Young award winner, issued by Commissioner Scalpod. But Dr. Cosmac, what is this week's first band name?
Well, if you don't mind, I'd like to first just say the order is going to be Doktor Faux, followed by, I believe, Caller 23 would be next, and then YBDobbs, and finally Endika. So, without further ado, the first band name, Japanese Guy. Japanese Guy.
Out the door with, already, man, I can't even really debate this one. This one, sometimes you say you go with your gut.
Yeah.
Sometimes you go with the heart. Sometimes you go with the lower gut.
Yeah.
Sometimes you feel it, and then sometimes you just feel it like in your brain.
Swirling, stirring.
And you need to slow down there. If you're feeling anything there, slow down. This one I had with my freaking ears, though. And that is a... No, that's a no. Hold on. Sorry, I had a week off. I locked that in. Yeah, I believe Japanese Guy is a band.
Okay. Dr. Faux says yes, locked in with a positive response. Caller 23.
Do the lock-in.
Is Japanese Guy a band?
Yeah, that's a tough one. That is a tough one. Because, it's so simple and easy. Somebody probably did say, but did they ever get good enough to actually make it onto SoundCloud or somewhere that you would find them on the internet or whatever? It's Japanese Guy already. It's kind of it's an alright name, but it's kind of I don't know, just seems like not a whole lot of effort went into it, and probably not a whole lot of effort went into your music either, so you probably never even made it to YouTube. I'm gonna go with no.
Okay.
Yep, lock me in.
It's locked in.
Locked in.
For a no.
All right. YBDobbs, your answer is Japanese Guy a band?
Okay. I feel like I can picture at least 3 bands that could go under that title, Japanese Guy. And I think the actual band is an actual Japanese guy from Japan who sings in some
like the one that's made it the farthest out of the 3 of them. He's the Japanese Guy.
Yeah, and he
I think it's going to be a white kid.
Writing shtick. I think it's a...
Okay. That's a positive response. Lock it in, please.
It's locked in.
And finally, is Endika there?
I think Japanese Guy can be a band. Have you heard of the Japanese Guy? Have you heard of the Japanese Guy? Who's the Japanese Guy? Let me show you on YouTube. There's this band called Japanese Guy. It's pretty cool. You should check it out. Sure, it's a band.
Wait, excuse me. Did you say that you looked this up on YouTube?
No. I'm saying, Reverend Caller 23 said they probably didn't make it to YouTube, but I have to show you Japanese Guy on YouTube for you to believe that Japanese Guy is a band.
Okay, so
we'll see about that after,
That's an affirmative
we're about
positive
to find
response.
out.
Yes.
Yes? Okay, so... All right. Computer's tabulating the entries, and Japanese Guy is a band.
Woo! And I'll show you on YouTube.
And I think Doc Fox might have been right when he said that
YouTube
Japanese Guy is just some white dude.
Please tell me yes.
This particular band claims to be located in New York, so it may be an Asian.
Don't
guy,
be racist against people in New York. That'd be too much for us.
Those are the best people.
He's got a Vimeo. Let's check his Vimeo. Oh man, it literally forwarded to someone named Skylar Skelset. Skillet Jet. Yeah, this is like the inventor of the Skillet razor. And let's just... I gotta see this.
Are we gonna play? Are we gonna listen to some music by Japanese guy during the next break?
Well, hold on. I got a little right now. We're just gonna forward it. I want to see Japanese guy. There's a microphone here that no one has approached yet.
It looks like noise music.
There's no.
It looks like the ambient noise guitar.
I'm not seeing any Japanese guys
with,
here.
psychedelic projections and.
But, we can't say that just because the Japanese guy is not visible doesn't mean that he's not there.
He's behind the scenes pulling the strings.
Yeah, he's the super genius behind the entire operation. They pay tribute to him. All right.
Well, I'm glad to report that you all got that right except for caller 23. Of course, as usual. Well, anyway, moving on.
I like to start out from behind. You know what I'm saying?
Sure. Yeah, I know what you're saying.
So humble.
So, round 2. The name of the band is Crotcheted Donut Ring.
All right, I'm waiting for the spelling. Okay.
Donut Ring.
I immediately have questions now.
Is it crotcheted or crocheted?
Okay, he asked it, I didn't.
Well,
but
I don't
that's
know.
it.
I guess that's how you pronounce it.
Is it?
I guess I'm wrong. But
that's like my favorite donut ring.
Because it sounds funny.
Most donut rings, but crotcheted. Immediately, and I'm going off of what's in the chat here because obviously I've already seen them come through, but right out the gate, Hazel the Windmills, no. Dr. Ellis, too many syllables. And I say I could want to give this band hope, but it is oddly specific. And that's where it starts pulling at my heartstrings because Crotcheted Donut Ring is not only my middle school nickname, but what I would hope for is the name of a prestigious band of, not just a band, this is a collaboration of elite colleagues and their peers putting on like the most spectacular, ear orgasm inducing music that you've never heard. You've never heard it.
Okay, so that's a yes then?
I'm gonna say yes. It's a band.
Okay.
Lock it in for the universe.
Crocheted or crotcheted donut ring.
And or yeah, can we asterisk
Positive
that thing,
response.
please?
Locked in. So, caller 23.
Crotcheted.
Or crocheted. I think you were right. I think it's. That's
So
how that
what?
word is
Somebody else
pronounced.
must have submitted this. You obviously didn't come up with this by yourself.
This was a submission. But
We're
I'm
not
not going to
supposed.
say who
We're
it
not
was
supposed to
because,
talk about that.
as you have often
That's
complained
against the
about
rules.
You don't want to tell us right now?
That's the.
Maybe you could put it in the Discord too.
It. No, I'm not going to because I know you're just going to complain about it. If I do.
Yeah.
Because
Crochet
historically you've
donut
complained
ring.
about this very thing.
Yeah, we have. I appreciate that.
It sounds like
Anyway,
it was a FID thing, really.
Yeah, it is extremely specific.
Press
and
F for
there's
FID.
a lot of there's a lot of syllables. It's too confusing. I'm agreeing with everyone in the chat room here that it's just like Doc Ellis and Astor. It's just too. It's too much. I gotta go with no on this one.
All right.
It's locked in.
Locked in.
As
Negative
a
response.
no.
That's a no. Okay.
My least favorite four-letter word.
Next up, YBDobbs.
You're welcome,
Crocheted
America.
donut ring. Or. Yeah. Is it a band?
Honestly, yeah. Okay, so I think Crochet Donut could be a band. Donut ring, crocheted ring. I mean, variations on it, but too many ideas. Maybe Crochet Donut has a song or an album called Ring.
Okay. But as written, you say no.
I mean,
You
gotta
started
deal
out with
how you
yeah.
even pronounce.
Like the first words out of your mouth were yeah. And you kind of know that it's a yeah, right?
Yeah, but that's
The
like calling
imagery
a tall
that
guy
the band
shorty.
name just invokes is strong enough that I see the band. I thought of the band on stage as I read it, but it's like an impossible band.
You have to put the plates down lower because he's a short order cook.
I don't think it's a band. No.
So that's a negative response. Lock it in.
It's locked in.
YBDobbs.
And we'll lock you in
Endika.
when we feel like it.
Endika.
Crochetted donut range.
Sure.
Would not necessarily be my favorite band, nor would I suggest anybody listen to it. I don't know, it's not something that I think I would be excited about. I'm gonna say no.
Okay. That's a no. Solid no from Endika. Locked in. Now with all the answers in, we can tabulate it. And yes, crocheted or crocheted donut ring is a band.
Wow! Wow! Wow!
Manphibious.
Thank you, Manphibious, for obviously cheating. As long as
right,
we don't know it, because we can't look it up.
Manphibious's band.
You know, I never said that, but if you find one, you're like, throw that one in. You know, go ahead, throw it in. We're not supposed to look it up. You know, the host does, the judge does, whatever. Cosmac, you're like a host. How many points do you have? Okay, round 3.
Yeah, meaning Dr. Fox was the only correct answer that round.
Let's just one more time. Thank you.
Uninterruptedly correct. Only need one more point to win, so I'm gonna have to reach deep down into the archives here and find a really tricky one to see if we can make this a little more
I'm
interesting.
calling bias.
Yeah,
That's the bias spell,
I think
everybody.
Just in the interest of giving the other players a score.
You're gonna handicap the game.
Exactly.
I finally figured out what that term means. Up to this point, I just thought it meant you roll to first base.
Right. Okay, anyway, round 3, Bazooka Jim.
You're
Bazooka
killing me.
Jim.
You're killing me. How am I supposed? Well, I guess because I could win because everyone else is losing. I could win.
Yep, that's true.
Right, you're ahead.
The amazing.
You can.
You know, I
not
got.
get
You know
this
what I
one
got
and still
today?
survive.
I got for my wife to open for me was a pack of Garbage Pail Kids trading cards. And I actually scored a great pack with 2 like wacky packages labels. One specifically for like a Bazooka Gum parody. I can't remember the witticism.
It was called Howitzer Gum or something.
Oh, it was. Well, the
Bazooka
best
Joe.
part was the paper was peeled back and there was like a
Stinger
little.
Missile Gum.
It was like a piece of sidewalk, and it was beautiful. But I hope that the artist would have encapsulated my favorite Bazooka Gum moment is when you rip the wrapper off and then you realize that you had taken part of the comic with it.
Yeah, and you've just destroyed the art that you spent 5 cents on.
I'm never gonna
read it.
get. Yeah, like what was the setup to this classic punchline? Oh, she's a whore.
Yeah, exactly.
What you
How
do is
did
you
they
just-
lead into
Yeah.
that one?
You can just cut out all the panels and just throw them in a hat and pull them out at random.
Send
And
your
the jokes are
Bazooka
just as
Joe
funny.
comics to P.O. Box 4304, Winter Park, Florida 32793. Put a Hypercube or Dr. Fox on it. We'll see. Maybe they'll get here.
Maybe it'll get here.
But because of that, I'm gonna say yes. Yes, it's. Oh, the computer wants to. The computer agrees with me. All right,
So
yeah,
that's a positive
that is
answer
a
from Dr.
absolute
Fox for
positive.
Bazooka Jim. Okay,
It's a sign.
caller 23. What do you think? Bazooka Jim.
Yeah, Bazooka Joe, Bazooka Jim. Yes, definitely a band.
Huh. Okay. YBDobbs.
I feel like Bazooka Jim might be a personality. Maybe he had a band, but he's not known for his band. So, I mean, it didn't seem like Bazooka.
That's a negative then. A negative from YBDobbs. Correct. Okay.
Correct. That is a negative.
And finally, Endika, Bazooka Jim.
I do not think Bazooka Jim is a band. I agree. I think it sounds more like a person. A singular person rather than a musical band.
Yeah,
well,
but
we
he's
accept solo artists
insane.
who have funny names as well. They count as bands. I should explain.
Yeah, as long as they got a band camp.
So that's not
You got a SoundCloud,
really
you're a
a valid
band.
reason to change your answer.
Well, now
if
I'm
that's what you're
confused.
Yeah, if there's
well
a
then,
band.
Okay, yeah, totally. Bazooka Jim can be a band then.
But is it?
But is it?
Is it, though?
Ah, don't think so then. Nope. Just gonna say no.
All right.
Okay, so Dr. Fox and Caller 23 say Bazooka Jim is an artist, and YBDobbs and Endika say it's not. I can reveal now, Bazooka Jim is not a band.
Damn!
Meaning we now have a three-way tie between Dr. Fox, YBDobbs, and Endika, with Caller 23 trailing.
Still coming
with
up in the
no
rear.
points whatsoever. Sorry, Caller 23, just not really hitting them today.
Wow, I'm so.
I'm gonna get it. Game's not over yet.
Like I said, I'm not disappointed. I'm just furious with you.
Well, it could be anyone's game now.
It really could, but we've somehow ended up with a scary horror music background track. So while I have to change that level, why don't I just go ahead and we'll take a quick break for you to relax your soul and saddle up. And we're gonna come back and we're gonna bust this sucker wide open. You're listening to Time for the Show. Stay tuned. Oh, it's spooky. Check out this beat's from Europe!
We gonna play the game, the PlayStation all day with Metal Gear Solid to Tekken 3 and from Omega Boost to Resident Evil. Just play for the fun, cause we got it going on.
That is Deafening Silence, and I'm Dr. Fox, and you're listening to Time for the Show. And, let's just jam. Yeah, you like that jam? Let's do some shout outs to this jam. Yeah, let's drop. How about some? Yeah, well, Doktor Cosmac, you get a shout out. Oxtail and Vodka level, Doktor Cosmac, supporter of the show and officiator of Is It a Band and constant contributor. And Reverend Couchsloth, Apostasy X Venord, Caller 23, he's here too. Hazel of the Windmills, YBDobbs, Scalpod, Reverend Richard Negative, Reverend Long Dead, Reverend 80, Reverend Catfeather, Reverend Guimo, and Reverend Jitney Fricoeur. If you've noticed there's a lot of the word Reverend in that, or Doctor, it's probably because most of these people are cool and hang out with me over at timefortheshow.com. Click the Discord button and join that.
Where you'll get your own Reverend name.
And you'll get
you pay
your own
$30.
cool name. Yeah, for only $50. It's such a steal. And that's those Patreon shout-outs. Also, you can follow us at Time for the Tweet on Twitter, facebook.com/timefortheshow. And you can send me things in the mail at Hypercube, P.O. Box 4304, Winter Park, Florida 32793. That's 3 cubed, divided by 3, and then divided by 3 again. So, that's them shout-outs, yo, and that's where you can reach us. Email at timefortheshow.com. Please, if you've got those memes, I want them memes. I've got a good chunk of them, and if you send them to me in an email, then I can also put your credit on them, and I can say this is where this originated from. I've got those on the Facebook. But,
yeah, I saw some of those credits were mislabeled, though, Dr. Fox.
Well, I do what I can. I do what I can, you know. Put your name in the image file, and that will definitely
I actually
get
got
you something
credited for something that wasn't mine.
Oh, look at you.
Page.
Wow.
I don't remember what it was. This was months ago.
This is a it's not a humiliating experience.
No, it's an empowering experience.
Yeah, I feel better now. Thank you for admitting that you stole to me.
Some people feel empowered when they get humiliated.
Well, there's money in that. I know I've spent tons. So, without further ado, Is It a Band? We are at a tiebreaker.
Ding, ding, ding.
According to Dr. Cosmac, I believe.
Yeah, it's a three-way tie now between Dr. Fox, YBDobbs, and special guest Endika. And
what makes me so special?
I don't know. Spell it out for us. What you
Well,
got?
I don't think you've been on the show before. Have you?
She's been
there
on
you
once
go.
or twice. We booted her up live just a few weeks ago, it seems like.
We've booted up a
months ago.
couple, but this one sticks around. But this one had a couple nameplate changes.
It's fine.
What, did the engraver make some mistakes when they were...
Yeah, it's one of those situations, you
I
know
was
how
lost and now I'm found, and
Yeah,
that's
you were
all.
like R2
The
487,
end. The end.
and now you're like
yeah, just the
R2
serial number got
487
changed.
B,
But then
because you're special.
then it exempts the
So
mileage. But
special.
Well, anyway, moving right along to round 4 of Is It a Band? This week's episode, Metal in the Middle. Dr. Fox, Metal in the Middle.
This is my favorite Bryan Cranston cover band. And
Really?
I've seen them live a dozen times. They are fantastic. And they rock. They rock. I like how they all do have like the whitey tighties, but they've got their green long shirts tucked into them. But at the same time, there's like this little kid running around in the back just eating paste and knocking over amplifiers. Yeah, because Metal in the Middle, that is a band.
Okay.
Praise
Positive
Jesus.
response there from Dr. Fox.
Very positive. It was receptive.
damn.
Caller 23.
Well,
Here's your chance to
you know-
not finish the game with a score of 0.
yeah, coming up from behind
Yeah, you
here
can
from
play
a
because
solid
so far you
position
pose no
in-
risk.
You know what?
Metal in the Middle.
I'm in second place right now.
It's true. He's not wrong, folks.
So-
He's
Anyway, yeah, Metal in the Middle.
because everyone else is tied for first. But
Well, wouldn't that make us at second then? We're all tied at second.
Well, actually,
So
I think
you'd be third.
You're all tied at
You're,
first.
you're in
and
third
I'm in
place.
Fourth.
You've showed with nothing.
It's first place, first place, first place, fourth place.
Is
so
that the-
caller 23, Metal in the Middle. Do you think it's a band?
Well, given
Is it-
Dr. Fox's emphatic answer, I'm going to have to go with, even though my only chance to survive this round is if I pick the opposite answer of everybody else and I'm right and they're all wrong, then I could possibly stay alive one more round. But I'm going to forego that strategy because of Dr. Fox's extreme, pleasure with this band name. I'm going to go with yes, it's a band. Locked in.
Okay. Locked in with a positive response. YBDobbs, Metal in the Middle.
Okay, it's a band, but it's like a TV theme show cover band of 90s, early 2000s stuff. It's definitely yeah, it's a band. It's probably like maybe it's one guy in the
Like
studio.
Malcolm
he
in
plays
the
all
Middle.
instrument.
Well, didn't They Might Be Giants do the theme song for that?
You're not supposed to say who came up with it.
Malcolm in the Middle?
Yeah, let me pick
That
this
is-
up
that is
for you,
true.
Cosmac. I think you just dropped this name. No, just kidding.
Huh? What?
What?
Huh?
No, you can't.
Huh?
You can't come out and be
Huh?
like, this artist sampled that guy's fucking this record. This
Endika,
guy was
Metal in the
sampling
Middle.
that.
Is it a
You
band?
can't call that shit out.
Okay, so I'm thinking meddling in the middle, as opposed to Malcolm in the Middle. I do think Metal in the Middle would be a band, and I just want to say probably because metal is
Okay, so everyone,
a thing.
lock it in, Dr. Fox. Everyone in this round answered that Metal in the Middle was a band. And as it so happens,
Metal in the Middle.
everyone was wrong. Metal in the Middle is not a band. So
Damn!
Oh, I had
we
my
arrive
shot.
exactly where we began at the beginning of the round with Doc Fox, YBDobbs, and Endika tied with 2 points each. Meaning
Oh.
we are going into super double overtime. Or something.
Ultra.
So, wow, I'm really gonna have to come up with some new band names pretty soon. Yeah, let's
We'll
pick
see.
one of these for round 5.
Let's see what we got after round 5.
Round 2.
Oh man, we got past that. That took me like 60 fucking episodes to get past before I had somebody doing that.
The hypothetical band name is Sex Headache. Sex Headache.
By the way,
That
Sex
sounds like
Headache.
An oxymoron.
Ding, ding,
Oh,
ding.
it's doing the story again.
Headache.
That's what you get for using, that good old hand-me-down sound effects generator.
You get a sex
That's what
headache
you
when
get.
you use it?
Yep.
Yep. It's all about pushing them buttons.
Yeah,
Sex
and leave
Headache.
it on loop.
Man. All right. First off, Cosmac, that last band. Who came up with that one?
I did.
Okay. Who came up with Japanese Guy?
Well,
Oh, it was
I did.
another contributor.
Okay.
Oh, really?
Who did Crotcheted Donut Ring?
that was Manphibious submitted that
Manphibious.
one.
Well,
I think he knew that it was a band, though.
And what was the other band that we had earlier tonight?
Bazooka Jim
Bazooka
was
Jim.
not a band.
And who came up with that one?
I did.
Okay.
Starting to see a trend
Yeah.
here.
Yeah, I'm seeing something. I'm looking at you, chat. I'm looking at you. Yeah, that's a band, man. This is most definitely here. Lock it in. It's trying. Oh, it's trying
Okay,
to kill
pause.
somebody.
Positive response for Sex Headache? We have a malfunction with the computer? What's happening?
Yeah, the one of the data wires is sparking.
Uh-oh.
It's
Better-
actually now it's kind of pulsing.
Just grab the metal part with one hand, and then touch this wire over here with your other hand.
Yeah. I'm gonna wait. Hold on. I'm gonna couple it to this. Okay, I think I'm getting it worked. I think I got it. Yeah, wait.
Uh-oh.
Didn't quite
Has it
get
sprung
it.
a leak? What's going
Still
on?
working on it.
Is this
Still
green
working on
fluid
it.
coming out?
Don't watch me while I'm working. You can't.
All right, I'll look
This
over.
isn't gonna go. It's gonna go faster
My
if you
back's
don't
turned.
watch
I'm not
me.
looking at you.
Okay.
Sorry, guys, I didn't mean to pee there.
Oh, is that what happened? I see.
Why?
Have we,
I don't know if we can
resolved
lock anything else in,
the,
but we're just gonna have to wing it from
It
here.
seems that the HyperCOMM Satmar 5 is no longer corresponding with the network integration it was originally designed to. So we'll get one of our chief
we'll
technicians
we'll
on
resort
that
to
immediately.
Pen and paper calculations, I guess, for the remainder of this
Oh,
round of
good.
this
I'm
event.
glad somebody was writing it all down.
Oh yeah, we have a team of human computers as a backup. So, Dr. Fox, the question: Sex Headache. Is it a band?
This show is a sex headache. Time for the SH. Yeah, this is a band.
Okay, positive response. I have it written down. Moving on, caller 23.
Okay, well, here's my losing strategy again. Just like I'm running a perfect game right now. I
Yep,
have not.
Sure are.
I've scored the same way each single round, and here's how I'm going to do it again. This time, I am going to take the strategy that if I can call out the one opposite answer, everybody else gets it wrong, and I get it right, then I stand to advance. And that's the time that this isn't going to work, because somebody else is probably going to get this right. Anyway, Sex Headache, no, not a band.
Okay. Whoa, it's working again.
Yeah,
Wow.
lock that in.
Cool.
So,
All right, it's locked in. YBDobbs, Sex Headache. Is it a band?
I feel like it should be a band, and that's just what my gut.
So that's a yes. That's a positive response locked into the
Absolutely.
computer.
yep, locked
All
in.
right. And finally, Endika.
I
Sex headache.
Sex Headache. It sounds like something that would be a band. I want to disagree with it. Sex Headache. I'm gonna say it's not a band.
Sorry, I couldn't quite hear that. Was that a...
That was a no.
It was a no. I said that.
That was a negative response. Wow.
I don't agree with it. No.
So
something could happen here.
It's possible.
I can now reveal, with all these answers locked in, Sex Headache is not a band, meaning
Endika wins it.
On your first attempt,
I
you have
tried
won
so
the game.
hard. You have to understand.
In super double overtime.
And it's all come down to this.
Fantastic.
So on the board, we have Endika with a point. Again, the audience creeping up on old Doc Fox. The only thing that could make this more dangerous for me is more audience members were to come on and play and add their scores to the board. I mean, they'd have to come on and win, but I mean, that would be terrible. That would be terrible.
If more people played, that would be like the worst thing that could happen to the game.
Now we have to come up with more show. So, we're heading back over to my favorite, the song break. It's the video game episode. You know what? Here, we got 2 short ones for you. You're listening to Time for the Show. We'll be right back with more of that cheesy core flavor.
Well, congratulations, Dr. Endika.
Time for the show. 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 You're listening to Time for the Show, live on freethinkradio.com, in the HyperCOMM, timefortheshow.com. Click the Discord button, come on in. Don't say hello. I'm Dr. Fox. Hi, Dr. Cosmac.
Hello.
How you doing? I'm worrying about what I'm going to have to do about all this stuff. Because
What stuff?
I've got this stuff. All right, so according to
Stuff and junk.
all this information.
that stuff.
This stuff. I've got all this information here, and I'm just overloaded with it. And sometimes I feel like when I'm overloaded with things that are hard for me to deal with, that it is comforting to me to listen to Time for the Show. And I just
have that feeling.
I just put Time for the Show on and just listen to it, and I feel smarter. Yeah, you can see your fingernails growing in real time, and that becomes totally worthless on its own after you venture into hypercubism. But we've got all this. We got a date. All right, so we've got Legume came down with notes. Let's see. So we had the Alien Baby Sex Doll Abortion Festival called X Day, and we received the notification that the Church of the Subgenius legal followers and entities alike should be able to get off on July 5th, 1998 when that comes. The scary part is
I thought it was May 7th or something.
well, some people were saying a whole bunch of other stuff for a while too. I didn't know what to make of it. So of course I sat in a dark room by myself and cried and cried and cried, and then I realized that some of these answers were more obvious than I was scarring into my flesh with a dull penknife.
Huh.
But we've got May 7th, which seems to be, according to the documents that Symphotimus Ex Mortis sent me on the Hypercube mimeograph.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
mimeograph.
suck that down. And we do have the instructions for the Beacon project. And we could construct this, and I feel like using hypercube, telekinetic, psychoacoustic radio arrays, we could put something together and use as sort of an exist beacon. May 7th seems like it should give any entity with light speed a good 2 months to get here. And we just need to set off this signal
So
every May 7th.
So the May 7th date was the like when we need to send out the beacon signal.
Yeah, they're waiting on
then-
us.
Right. Okay.
That's the thing, and I'm starting to think that was kind of the thing with Stang all along, is because like Bob gave Stang like the garage door clicker to X Day, but instead of getting off on his pleasure saucer and totally just maxing out in eternity in his naked, greasy man orgy, he was gonna hose all of us first.
Yeah, he's gonna clean up in the religion business beforehand.
To have a comfortable retirement
Right.
with a movie that I'm not in,
And a dog.
and a great dog.
Yeah.
That
How is
dog.
Buddy doing these days?
I hope
anyway?
he's okay. I hope Buddy is okay. I worry about that because he lives with Ivan Stang. These are terrifying things. These are the stark revelations that they weren't wanting. This is, you want to talk about the clenched fist of
Stang's
removal?
dog.
You know what's inside that fist? Lies, secrets, things like that. That's why I love those closed fists so much. Well, maybe one reason they like them so much. You know, maybe it's time for a little open palm of acceptance here. You know what I'm saying? You're wanting to get removed, but you kind of we're gonna have to let them know that we're ready to go. So first priority, we kill Reverend Stang.
Do we really have to
obviously.
kill him though?
Second priority is May 7th and the Beacon Project. So we need people to start constructing their pylons, and of course we're going to need more funds to construct additional pylons here at Hypercube. And trust me, you know, the ones that we got here, they're the good ones. We can keep these suckers running 24/7.
They've already been calibrated. Yeah.
But we need, you know, if you're not going to
And
pick
they've
up
got
the
energy
slack,
crystals.
well, maybe you should pass the slack over to Hypercube at patreon.com/Hypercube.
It's the best thing you could do.
And you can just do that, and we can construct additional pylons. And we will work towards May 7th of the year 2020. That's con years for you guys that are stupid. And we can catch up with that. So then we've got 2 months until an X Day. And with the coming of Larry Cuke, 413, that's April 13th of 2029. So that's already pretty close to a
Wait, what did
Beacon
happen?
Day.
What happens on April 13th in like 10 years?
In about 10 years, on April 13th, we're supposed to be getting buzzed by what looks to be a space monolith of Larry the Cucumber.
Yeah, from
Oh.
VeggieTales.
Yeah, and he's headed this way, and it's going
Giant
to be
space
now. This is now
Larry.
we are not hailing the coming of the asteroid as the end times. I want to get that out of the way. There's no process on getting onto the asteroid. There's no process of waiting to get picked up and transmitted over to an asteroid. And you can
What, is
wear
it an
any
asteroid, or
shoes
is
you
it
want.
Like well, you said it was like Larry the
Any
Cucumber, so
shoes?
is it an asteroid or is it like a living ship?
Well, it is very possible that
Like a
through
giant space
psychoustic
monster.
It's a good question.
through psychoustic transcendental research that we have here at Hypercube, we were using augmented telescopes to observe some of the sub-ether networks that we have discovered exist between our universe and what are the possible endless, countless, just trillions upon all of it number of possibilities. That's really it. They're not universes. They're just opportunities and possibilities that are lying, and we're already starting to map this. And in one section of the universe, way past Neptune, we're talking cosmic radiation and destruction on a scale that is unprecedented anywhere else in our local cluster. And it is very possible that living in the sub-ether band is an entity that is riding the Larry Cuke asteroid missile on a way to just travel the universe. We're talking like it's the Volkswagen bus of the gods.
Makes sense to me.
You know, if this asteroid's a rockin', Grobnar is a rockin'.
Blopping,
He's blopping. But it's very possible that Grodnar, a celestial entity, a terrifying beast, could be riding along on this asteroid, and it would be possible to have him actually enact the end times. But we have to have him here, and it takes part in opening an intergalactic, interdimensional wormhole. We're talking. We're talking a big one.
Yeah, 6, 7 dimensions, whatever.
That would then allow people that are properly attuned to the correct psychoustic resonating frequency to travel through that wormhole and into the countless possibilities that lied before them. They can now just choose whatever is easiest and most profitable.
Well, yeah,
and
but you always
most
talk
pleasurable.
about these. You know, Bob always talked about travel to other dimensions, but really, like, I've seen him do it, like, changing dimensions. Like, all he does is just sort of lie on his side so that his height is now his width. Like,
well, that's why this is the Hypercube plan. You know, Bob's given us this much, and he's come by here. He came over here. He talked to me. He talked to Fid Chuli. I'll tell you, some people weren't prepared for the stark truths that were bestowed upon us that night, which happened to be April 13th of 2018. This is a true fact. It was 11 days. And now it was 11 years, and now we're at 10 years. I'm trying to give you as much information as I can. A lot of this conversation was recorded. It was known as the Feast of the End Times, and is available on the YouTube over at Hypercube Go, and Hypercube Go on YouTube, and the Feast of the End Times audio tape recording of the Stark Revelations are available for you to listen to, along with some amazing psychedelic visualizations by, I don't know, somebody at Hypercube, I guess. But
one of the video slaves.
One of them, a greasy one. You know, blind eye to people that use a keyboard. And the oil from their fingers. You know, maybe a blind eye to keyboard manufacturers that make it so that the letters on your keys can wear off.
Oh, yeah.
But blind eye to people who don't know where their keys are. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I actually don't know where the keys are.
Are you a hunt and peck kind of guy there, Reverend Caller 23?
I am. I admit it. You know, basically, like...
I'm so bad I had to buy a keyboard with a light in it.
If I have to point too hard and then my typing finger goes out, then I'm like out. My typing finger is out for a week, and I'm like
you're
dead in the water.
Up. You're laid up.
Yeah, just dead in the water.
No cash coming in now. You're dead. In the water.
I mean, if my typing finger doesn't work,
appendage, you know, some other protuberance of your anatomy.
But those guys, they're gonna go down, and I'm not saying it's likely that Grobnar would destroy the entire planet, but
But
if he was gonna. Why not take
Grobnar,
the opportunity
and because of his
and get out of here, and we'll find a brand new Earth full of possibilities that we can exploit on our own, and have not just the easiest path
like
of Slack,
paradise
but
found.
literally having the pathway of Slack like tarmacked down for you. Just
shave
coast
and
along.
pave.
Never think again.
You don't need to. You would never have to.
Bob's been doing it, and you know,
Bob can think way better than you anyway.
And obviously, he thought at some point, well, I guess this is who I tell this to, and that guy did a great job for a while.
Bob.
But you know, every once in a while, some things you hear about them, and you know, then sometimes those people that were saying those things, they show up at your doorstep and they come a knocking. And then they're not knocking.
Even
the
though
door
this
is
show
swinging
be a
open.
rockin'.
The store, the store is closed. The shutters are down. They're inside, and they're grabbing everything on your shelves as they're approaching you, coming right to you. And he's gonna walk out of there when he's ready, and he's gonna tell you some things.
Couple of things.
If you're, gonna listen.
And I'm like, here's my money, Bob. Just, here's my money, Bob. How many times have I said that?
Too many. Because
Dozens.
obviously,
Dozens.
whoever's in charge of receiving Bob's money isn't putting it towards any use that's getting us anywhere. I will tell you this much.
Well, you need those hyper dollars.
Yeah, you'd think by now they'd at least be able to afford like a second-hand space shuttle or something.
Yeah, we could get a rocket. Some moron in the desert has a rocket.
Yeah.
A couple of them do.
Yeah, a couple
and
of
you're
them.
telling me a sub-genius can't get one?
Yep.
Come on. Come on.
We'll just get a...
We're not even trying here, people.
I didn't know Peas had a rocket.
He's got a couple.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a giant red cylinder with a cone on the tip.
Yeah, you
and
ever
a
heard of it?
fuse leading away from it.
Ever heard of an ego jet? Endless. We've harnessed clean energy, ladies and gentlemen, and that is Peas.
And his
our
radiant
our
handsomeness.
psychoustic resonators can only do so much, and when we
Just
try
plug
to
him into
charge
this
the crystals,
big machine that has an attachment
got
that looks like a
nothing, but-
milking machine, but it
Peas
sucks
gives
up his
off
psychotronic
such an
energy.
amazing energy that we
A
are able
radiant-
to
radiant
harvest
light.
here. His Peasness. And
it's like
we're
an orifice on the end of a
I'm
cable.
not saying that we're bottling it and selling it to people in the
well,
streets.
I mean, selling is such a strong word.
But
it's a after a love
but
donation.
it's aptly being utilized, including the byproducts.
Yeah.
And
Peas
Yeah.
is being canned, not bottled.
Do you have
Don't-
peas in a can?
Maybe I do.
I don't even have to finish that.
well,
leave him
well,
in
yes,
there. Don't open it.
Yes, I have peas in a can.
Leave him in there. Don't open it.
Okay, so yeah, because somebody had to have that half of the joke, right? So what?
Yeah.
We're just supposed to lie down and just allow you to step all over us with these obvious punchlines?
Yeah.
Just mock me some more. Just mock. Tonight's theme is humiliation. It was video games, but obviously that's a cry for help.
Yeah.
Tonight's theme is humiliation. And
It's the same thing, really.
you have suffered enough. You think
Have they?
you'd like to
No,
think that
no,
this
they
isn't
haven't
hard for
suffered
you.
enough.
You'd
I
like to
certainly
play
haven't.
that this is fun for you. That this is what you want. This right here. You. I'm talking
I
to
made
you.
a decision to be here.
But yeah. Other people are trying harder. You're not doing enough. You're holding us back. You're the weakest link in the chain. How many pylons have you constructed?
What, 0? Well, how many pylons did you construct yesterday? Oh, 0?
It's starting to add up here.
Yeah. Well, you know what they say.
What about the day before that?
Oh,
Yeah.
0.
What about
Well, Caller 23
what about
knows
the
a
day
lot about
before that
zero.
day? That
See,
was like
actually,
4 days ago.
It's a call, it's a call for action, and
What about
what
5
I'm gonna
days
do,
ago?
what I'm gonna do is on
That's almost a week.
tomorrow evening, come back
6
into the
days.
Hypercube, and I will post the schematical plans for one of these resonators. Are you ready? Because it really doesn't take that much to do it. Come
Phase
back
4
to the
is my
Discord
least
tomorrow
favorite
night.
phase.
Tomorrow night, and you can find schematics here for a pylon. Just a standard run-of-the-mill $10 pylon. And then tell me how you didn't make one on Monday, and didn't make one on Tuesday, and didn't make one on Wednesday, and didn't make one on Thursday. You know, I'm trying to cut back myself. I make pylons left and right. Down here at Hypercube Laboratories, we're building these things up. But it was so much that I had to restrict myself. I said, you know what? I'm only gonna make pylons on days that end in Y from here on out.
We're holding them to
I got to
it.
cut back a little bit, you know.
We're almost to phase 8.
We're getting there.
We're halfway to phase 8.
And this is, you know, it's like you have to build the pylons now because it's still, even once it's constructed, it's going to take time to get an engineer out there to calibrate it for you. And then you got to add the energy crystals to it, which will send you if you build pylons.
You mean the?
We've got some of them charged up already. We're ready to start shipping crystals immediately.
To you.
We just need pylons being built.
Yeah, we're not. You can't just set them on your
Yeah,
desk.
you can't hold. You can't. It's like
can't eat them.
It's like putting uranium in a coffee
they're
can.
not like
It's probably not a good idea.
anything.
Put it in
They're
the
not
thing it's
drug
designed
crystals,
for.
right?
They're real energy crystals, and they're charged up with the power of P's.
Right,
And
but
his
they're not
radiant,
drugs.
radiant.
There may be
beautiful,
side effects to
radiant
having them
handsomeness.
around. You
Right,
know,
but
I
they're
Well,
won't-
but if you put them in a pylon, then it's contained.
They're not
Then it's safe.
drugs.
According to the FDA, it's safe if they're properly contained in a pylon.
there are senses
But
of
if you got them in a
euphoria.
coffee can on the kitchen table,
There
then
are sometimes there might be a numbness involved. Sometimes you may
Yeah.
find yourself you may sneeze around it or
there's
maybe
a
cough.
lot of radio interference too. Like you'll notice your television coming in and out. Cell phone calls are getting dropped.
But
you know.
some people have reported increases in their inputs.
Yeah, well,
They're
that's
getting
exactly
more
right.
in.
You know,
They're getting more in. It's
yeah,
getting
yeah,
better for
different
'em.
frequencies.
I'm not
even
telling
better.
you that that's what's going to work for you. I'm just saying other people are saying.
Some people have said that they can't live without energy crystals anymore.
But we give them to them.
Yeah, so it's cool.
We mail them to you.
Just make your pylons already. Come back tomorrow. I'll have a schematic for a pylon ready.
We'll
Go out to the orange store or the blue store, and just get your toilet flange. Is probably the #1 ingredient.
It's
And
a
then
basic
coupler.
component.
Coupler is the other one.
Couplers,
Yep.
toilet flange,
Yep.
converter.
So I don't see any reason why people don't have pylons already.
You guys are screwing this up.
It's a call to action, and it's like, yeah, we're gonna totally
to
fight.
Yeah. Oh, whatever. Yeah, I hear you. I know. You're not interested. You haven't been but maybe this just wasn't for you. You know, I will admit,
That's
page
true,
1
and
of the Hypercubist manual is this is not for everybody.
That's
You-
true.
you-
And so
you're-
right now, if you want out, then you can just send us $30, and we'll be happy to get the paperwork together. You can pay $30 to get out of this right now.
We've got a PayPal. We've got a Venmo.
Venmo.
Yeah,
That's
we
I
got-
thought
we
that was
got-
a video streaming service.
Yeah, well, it turns out it's a great way for people on the street to.
To buy drugs with.
Is that what
Because-
they're doing?
Oh,
Gotta get
wait
that
a minute.
Cash App. Cash App. It's the latest and greatest.
See,
Just
we've already
I
figured
only
this
accept
out.
Bitcoin. When I'm dealing on the my girlfriend
I've
Sidewalk
got some
Sally,
Cosby coins.
when she's down there on the sidewalk, she only accepts Bitcoin.
how
I
many,
mean, you got to be safe, right?
Smart lady.
how many Kreblars do you have?
Is that what they're called?
Show me your Kreblars, dude.
Dude.
Did you hear that? Leave peas alone.
Oh, Peas, come on now. Well, since you're here, why don't you apologize for the show, Peas?
I'm probably not allowed to tell that joke, being Irish.
Well, give it a shot.
You're gonna be surprised.
I really doubt that.
I thought that joke would be funnier.
Well, if you showed up, we'd be able to move things along a little faster. And I mean to rehearsals, because you really are here.
I am very honored to be part of the show.
And I'm glad to have you here.
Oh, look at that old guy. He's cool.
That's a mirror, Peas.
Oh, look at that old guy. He's cool.
That's a picture of
You.
that's a picture of you
Reynolds.
on your mirror, so you can compare yourself to your handsome face.
Yep.
You can
Peas face on
visage-
Burt Reynolds'
yeah,
body.
Visage.
He needs
check.
to maintain a certain minimum standard of handsomeness.
He put a roofie in my drink one time.
I sure did. Well, I'm Dr. Fox. Thank you to
Did P slip himself a roofie?
the guy in the mirror.
Apparently,
Yeah, he's a
he got
handsome
confused.
devil, but he's tricky.
Pease likes to date rape himself
He just doesn't quite
It's a
get
short
it.
drive home.
in his Jeep.
He's behind the wheel, and he's swerving all around that goofy airport strip that is Las Vegas, in and out all Terry Gilliam style, and he's crashing in to that horribly mangled garage door of his, and he's stumbling into the house thinking, I'm gonna show them what.
I'm going to show them what for.
Yeah, and that's why I'm worried. He had his personality removed. But it's
Well,
leaking.
I think they soldered most of it back in.
So we have
Reverend Pease is his own cheapest date.
he could put some roofies in his little squeeze bulb that he's got his goiter juice mixing into. He can just flush himself in and out.
Has he sent you some of that yet? It's tasty.
We're gonna make soap out of it. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I forgot
The
to
special
mention.
Pease recipe.
Yeah, there's a special peas recipe of peas scented soap.
Oh, does it have frozen peas in it?
And it's got
That
lots
sounds
of regret.
gross. Yeah.
Probably because it's you feeling shame for taking this long to take a bath. So you're going to get some soap from Triology Soaps. That's Lord Ferg's amazing handmade, glycerin-based, all-natural, however that works, soaps, including the Dobbs head soaps that Dr. Cosmac designed.
A bob
the
in
molds
every
for.
bar.
So
a
yeah,
bar in every bottom.
Get your Dobbs head bar and shove it up your filthy crevices. Now available without sharp objects for a limited time only. Lord Ferg does have a special that I'm gonna continue running because
Haven't heard any different.
because I haven't heard any different. Get 6 bars. You get 1 custom bar free, and
Custom bar.
it's a home business. He's making teeth paste. Triologysoaps.com. Buy some, and also thanks
I
again to
did.
everybody at Patreon.com. Also shout outs to our I haven't given him one, but Guru Drew, saw him back in the Chatter Cube recently. And he's donated, and Reverend Caller 23, he gave us the mixer that you're hearing the show so much better now through.
Not blasting them
So
mics.
how many episodes behind are we in editing, and which ones am I gonna have to do?
A lot.
Oh, we'll
Yeah.
fix it. We got it coming, folks.
It's coming.
Yeah, so we're gonna go to a song break. I now on my big playlist here, I had let me see. I have something. Yeah, we
The big playlist,
I ran
the
out.
one with
I ran out of
7.
mine. I played mine, which is enough for the show. But this is this is going into bonus hours. So we've got.
You got the theme to Pitfall 2?
We do. We've got it right here. Dr. Cosmac put it in. So we're gonna listen to that. We'll be right back. And you're listening to Time for the Show. And we're getting ready to sign off here. But I've got let's see if I can get that. Snapping just this cruddy photo here. But I wasn't here last week because I was actually at work. The day before, though, I had spent like 3 or 4 days sleeping on a cot while my wife was not sleeping at all. And that Sunday night before last week's user show was the night that my kid was born, my daughter. And I've actually got her here with me right now, and she's conked out, and I'm kind of grateful for that. But I missed out on doing the show So I had to go work. And I worked 7 days straight this week and came in and out. And this is a just a little moment for me. I get to do my goofy little show, and I'm still doing it. But yeah, I'm doing it. I'm doing it with this babby, this well-formed babby here, and I gotta say, what a winner, and really excited about everything, and everybody's been super supportive, and there's been people in the chats. I've got emails and a lot of help from everybody, and this is it's a really cool moment for me. And I'm glad that I get to record something like this. And even if no one ever hears it in 20 years, I've got this thing that we were doing. And the show is a lot of fun for me, despite being a headache here and there. Taking time out of my first day off in a week after that, and sitting down trying to come up with stuff for the show tonight. And as irritating as it can be, it's still fun. It's great for Dr. Fox to have a creative outlet. And you guys supporting me and doing all of this means a lot to me. Whether or not you're on the Patreon donating, if you are, greatly appreciated. You guys, are helping us keep the internet up here at Hypercube and stuff like that. And this is just a lot of fun, and I'm really grateful for all of you. And I'm glad that I'm able to have this moment right here. So this has been Time for the Show. I'm Dr. Fox. Thanks to Doktor Cosmac for coming in. Officiating Is It a Band, Reverend Caller 23. And Endika for playing along, getting on the mic. Reverend Codeine was here tonight, hanging out over with Aster 6 in the Hypercube Green Room, just outside Studio Sub-Basement 27. And thanks for listening. TimeForTheShow.com. FreeThinkRadio.com.